Had an important question to ask you, and I'm so sorry. I meant to call you last night, and it's about today's scene.
Yeah.
Who are the last Jedi?
We're not doing this, Josh.
No.
Josh, not answering any of your Star Wars questions.
No, Daisy, you're not. You're answering her Star Wars questions.
You've been tested for midichlorians.
Who are Rey's parents? Is Finn paralyzed from the waist down?
Waist down. I'll tell you that Olaf is in Frozen too. Come on in.
Okay.
I have no more questions.
Okay.
I have no more questions.
Okay.
They do.
How many musical numbers are there?
Is it more than one Jedi? Is it ominous?
Josh.
It sounds ominous.
Yo quiero saber cuál es el tamaño real del líder supremo, Snook.
Are you a Jedi? Answer my damn question, Daisy.
Josh.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to raise my voice. Does Luke finally get to say any lines in episode 8? Please tell me, Daisy.
Ladies and gentlemen, your host, Josh Gad.
I warned Daisy. I told her we can do this the easy way or the hard way. She chose the hard way. I have so many questions, and clearly I haven't been getting the answers, so I had no choice but to take it to the next level, folks. Welcome to the thousands of fans here at Celebration. Amazing. And the millions of Star Wars fans watching around the world this live stream right now. I am Josh Gad, and I am here because Daisy Ridley forced my hand. This is truly insane. I mean, this is actually my first time at Star Wars Celebration, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited, and I gotta be honest, if I weren't up here, I would be out there with you guys. That's how much of a Star Wars aficionado I am. Kinda love it. My Star Wars obsession goes back to when I was 4 years old. I remember watching the original trilogy on VHS, which for those of you, who are millennials in the audience, is the same thing Wally uses to watch old movies in the movie Wally. You know, I remember skipping an entire day of school, camping out at night to go see The Phantom Menace. That's me, dressed as Darth Maul, and my friend dressed as something resembling Yoda. And then we skipped another day of school to watch the movie 3 times in a row. And I mean, they didn't have advanced ticket sales back then, that's why. And then, of course, I was lucky enough to be invited to the Star Wars premiere 2 years ago, which was amazing. But thank you. But even cooler than that, I have to say, was sitting in the El Capitan Theater with an audience full of Star Wars fans watching the entire marathon from Phantom Menace all the way through Return of the Jedi. That's us with Mr. Ray Park back there, me and my friends. Incredible. There is nothing like that kind of anticipation that everyone was feeling. And you can feel that anticipation right now in this room. As we get ready to talk about what happens next, The Last Jedi! The Last Jedi! What does it all mean? We have questions. They have answers. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, and the writer-director of The Last Jedi, Rian Johnson. Can I just call you the Dream Maker, Kathy? I mean, you're incredible.
Yeah.
So, you've been very busy in the last 2 years since the last time we saw you at Celebration. You want to tell us what's been going on in the Star Wars universe?
Not much.
Okay.
first of all, I want to say that we took a big risk last year when we did Rogue One. And I want to thank every single one of you out there for showing up, and not only showing up, but really showing us a lot of love, because it gives us the confidence to keep going in that direction. Thank you.
Amazing. All right, and before we jump into all things Last Jedi, you did something really cool last night. Yeah. It's unbelievable. It's all for you. Stand up, take a bow. Take a bow.
I gotta just say, the energy in this room, given that everybody was up until 3 o'clock in the morning. That is cool. So
nice to be able to look out and see familiar faces.
You were out there. You were out there for over 4 hours last night with this incredible group of people, mingling with the crowd.
It was a blast, and I want to thank everybody because, you know, yesterday watching the 40th anniversary panel, and then thinking about just all what this means to all of us, I started getting really scared. It's really scary doing this, and coming out last night, getting to meet all you guys, feeling just the positivity, feeling the encouragement, and just getting to actually I don't know, just meet you guys and get to know you a little bit. Thank you. This is the best fan family in the world, man. You guys are the best. Made me feel so good, so thank you.
Amazing. All right. So now we've gotten all of the pleasantries out of the way. I have to ask you the question on everybody's mind. Where are we at with The Last Jedi?
We're actually, so we're in post-production. We're still editing, but we're very far along. We're doing quite well, and it's all coming together. Yeah.
Was that a picture, by the way, before? Can we go back for a second? Is there a picture of you? Hang on. No, not that. That's you with these people. We did that. Is there a picture of you signing the Millennium Falcon? Did I see that right? Is that you signing the actual Millennium Falcon?
It's a perk of the job.
That is so cool. So I assume there are no close-up shots now of the Millennium Falcon anymore after that.
No, you can't. Yeah, if you look very closely on any of the flybys, you'll see. Yeah.
All right, so Kathy, what does Ryan bring in terms of new style to the Star Wars universe?
Well, I think you're already getting a sense of it, but I'm going to embarrass him by saying that he is on his way to standing alongside many of the great filmmakers that I've had the opportunity to work with. He has an amazing uniqueness to what he does. He also writes as beautifully as he directs, which is quite incredible. And he writes amazingly fierce and independent women. He's also got a great sense of humor. And that, as everybody in this room knows, is so important to Star Wars. So it's a pretty fantastic package.
I should stop talking after that and just leave the stage. I'm not. Everything is just downhill after. Thank you, Kathy. That means so much.
All right, so Ryan, tell us about shooting the movie. The whole Pinewood connection, you know, Star Wars has a history of shooting in London. Talk about that.
Well, I guess we had the time of our lives making this movie. It was such a joyful experience from top to bottom, and we were shooting in Pinewood Studios in England, which to me, it was my first time being there. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, like growing up, it was like Pinewood Studios was like Camelot or something. It was like this mythical place that you heard about with the movies that, you know, Bond movies were shot there, and to actually set up camp there and be able to come into work every day, it just added to this magical experience.
The legacy really is insane, because I've shot 2 films in London, and the only thing the crew ever wants to talk about are the Star Wars films. They're like, oh, that's where the Millennium Falcon was. We're like, we need to be setting up for lunch now. So, Ryan, you also spent time in Ireland, I saw on social media. Incredible. I always love, like, when I see pictures like this is Skellig, right?
That's
Skellig and Dingle.
Yeah, that's...
The fact that we were in Dingle.
Are the locals there, like, amazed? But do they, like, look out the window and, like, there's Luke Skywalker holding a lightsaber. I can't possibly do my homework, Papa. That's a terrible Irish.
Apologize to any locals who are actually watching.
I'm never invited to Ireland again. But is it like crazy?
Yeah, well, it was, I'll tell you, man, because we were up and down the west coast of Ireland, and everywhere we went. And anyone who's in Ireland right now who's watching this, we miss you guys. We love you guys. You guys were so welcoming of us and this big unruly film crew that came in and set up all this stuff, and you guys just had so much love for all of us. And man, we had a great time there and shot some beautiful, beautiful landscapes and just some great stuff.
Speaking of shooting landscapes, I hear that you took a lot of pictures on set, is that correct?
Yeah. No, that was something I realized at the beginning of it. I realized I had kind of a front row seat for all this cool behind the scenes stuff, and I was, besides the set photographer, I was like the only person on set who could take pictures and not get like tackled and kicked in the face. So I have, this is my war horse. This is my Leica film camera that I got right before Looper, and then when I was making Looper, I just had this on my arm and I just shot a ton of stills. Nice. So I did the same thing on this movie. I just had this camera on my arm the entire time, and anything I saw was cool, I would just snap away at it. These are some of the shots you see here. But I ended up taking like thousands of pictures of the whole process, and there's the man! There's the man! Oh, that's one of my favorites. Look at that attitude. Billy Lord. And it ends up being, I mean, it was fun, and it also, at the end of this whole experience, because this is like, you do this, you know, this is a once in a lifetime experience. just to have all these memories captured in this poor guy. I feel so bad for that guy. Someone's got to do it.
These are incredible. So the entire film was shot. Wow.
Yeah. I kept shouting, that's Stuart, our second AD, who's grabbing that thing. I think that's Stuart. And I kept shouting, you're the Force, Stuart, you're the Force.
Wow, unbelievable. So the entire film was shot in black and white?
Yeah, like we haven't told Disney yet though, so let's keep that. Dude, don't tweet that. Don't tweet that. Alan Horn doesn't know that yet.
You heard it here first. I would be remiss not mentioning someone we all miss and love, the great Carrie Fisher, who we saw in that picture. Yeah, yesterday I watched that incredible tribute. I bawled. Then John Williams came out and I fell on the floor sobbing. It was really incredible, and I'd love to hear from both of you guys. What was it like continuing to develop the great princess, now General Leia?
Well, it was extraordinary, needless to say. Carrie is remarkable in the movie. I mean, what Rian wrote and what the performance she ends up giving, I think you guys are gonna find that an amazing tribute to her talent.
Yeah, Carrie, it was such a moving tribute yesterday, and I don't know if I can add to that. I love her so much, man. I just adore her, and I connected with her first and foremost as a writer. You know, she's a brilliant writer. It's an incredible mind, and we would sit on. I'd go to her house. We'd sit on her bed for hours and go through the script, and we would just have these kind of stream of consciousness, jazz poetry kind of ad-lib sessions, and I would just scribble on my script everything she said, and then at the end of 6 hours there would be a 4-word line of dialogue that would be the distillation of all that. That was brilliant, you know. I'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah, I saw that piece yesterday where she can remember every single line that she did from all. That was incredible. Well, she truly was ahead of her time and led the way for what has become a legacy of strong, empowered heroines. Speaking of strong, empowered heroines, 2 years ago at Celebration in Anaheim, we were introduced to a new heroine, a new face who has now become part of the iconic Star Wars lexicon, someone I've had the pleasure of working with, getting to know, and harassing on a daily basis. Please welcome Daisy Ridley!
My heart is pounding. Thank you so much.
Oh, hello, Newman.
Hello, you.
Daisy. I would love to put the past behind us. It's not about my questions anymore. It's about their questions now. You don't owe me anything, but you may want to think twice, because they seem like a very aggressive crowd. And the millions of people at home watching, I'm sure, would like some of these questions answered as well. So I've got a couple of questions I'd like to ask you, up to you whether or not you want to answer. Are you and Luke related by blood? No to that one. Okay. Are you a Skywalker? Is your name Ray Skywalker? Your name Ray Kenobi? Who doesn't know their own last name? Could you imagine if I went up to you and I said, my entire name is Josh, good to meet you? Are you like the Madonna of Jakku? Okay. All right. I see we're getting nowhere. Daisy. So I'll start off with a simple question. Daisy, did you enjoy working on The Last Jedi?
Look at me there! That's cool. Do you know I actually can tell you some things? Yeah. Yeah. A small amount I have for you. What I can say is, in The Last Jedi, we go deeper into Rey's story. And what is very apparent from where we left off in The Force Awakens and where we begin with The Last Jedi is Rey has a certain expectation as to what she might be getting from Luke and what that might entail. And as a lot of people know, it's difficult when you meet your heroes because it might not be what you expect.
Amazing. Amazing.
That's quite a lot, right?
It's plenty. That's plenty.
That's it. But I will say, that picture was shot in Ireland. We had the most incredible time. It was, honestly, it was very nerve-wracking going back for the second time. Because the first time around, I didn't quite know what I was doing. I was just bumbling along, and luckily I had Kathy and JJ and everyone as a wonderful kind of cushion around me. The response to The Force Awakens was amazing, but but coming back the second time, I felt a certain responsibility, and I was like, oh, I should know what I'm doing now, and I kind of don't. But luckily, Rian's writing is beautiful. The film, I think, is great. And we had the best time.
Amazing. You know, I've spoken to you about this before. As a father of two girls, I feel, and I think a lot of this is due to you as well. I feel incredible about the fact that there are all of these strong, empowered females now inhabiting the Star Wars world in the mold of Leia. What is it like coming back here 2 years later, being with the fans when they first got to meet you? Now they all have your action figures. They all have your dresses. Some of them have your, not all of them. But, you know, what is it like knowing that you are a part of this history now?
What I will say is, people kept kind of congratulating me on that, and that was Michael, Larry, and JJ, and Kathy, and all of the story developers at Lucasfilm. That's who created Rey. I was just lucky enough to be able to embody that. It's insane. It's like,
it kind of I kind of forget it happened.